One, two.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I am your host, Brittni Lawrence. Welcome to BEMP on the Spot. If you guys are new, welcome. We're so happy that you guys have come to our page. And if you are already a part of our BEMP family, thank you again for returning. For our newcomers, please make sure that you do follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and we do have YouTube as well. So follow us at BEMP Corporation, and then you can also follow us at BEMP on the Spot with your host, me, Brittni Lawrence. Thank you again, everyone. Today we are super excited to introduce you guys to our Black business owner, and I'm super excited to introduce her to you all. We're excited. She's going to be talking about her journey on her vegan and plant-based lifestyle. And without further ado, the guest of the evening is going to be the Black business owner, entrepreneur, and founder of one of the most popular vegan groups on Facebook, Vegan Soul Food, Dr. Reverend Brooke Brim. Hi, Brooke. How are you? Hello, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, there we go. Again, I am so happy to have you here. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to hear about your journey into the vegan plant-based lifestyle. I, did my research, so I know that you have your hand in many different pots, and I'm just super excited to just learn how all of these different things have really molded you and helped you along in your journey.
Okay. So you want to talk about, it says about your brand. You want to talk about the vegan soul food brand.
Yes, I know that you have one of like the hottest selling books. It's out on Amazon. You guys can go ahead and pick that up, add it to your carts. And then it includes juicing. I mean, how was it? What inspired you to put all of these food groups together? I know that you and your husband both do this juicing and vegan lifestyle.
Well, first, let me say we're not vegan. We're plant dominant. And the reason why I always like to make that clear, because veganism is so much more than just eating vegan food. It's so much more than eating plants. It's about a lifestyle. It's about politics. It's about ethics. And it's about, mostly it's about caring for and protecting the animals. And so I'm not vegan. I'm plant dominant.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So that is just a small distinction, and I'm not plant-based either. Because here's the reason why I'm not plant-based. Because let's say that I am at my brother's house and he has some tasty cakes and they might have milk in them or egg in them. I'll eat the tasty cake. Whereas I'll eat the tasty cake. Whereas a vegan would never do that. I don't drink milk. I don't eat egg. But if it's like tucked inside of a product and I don't know where that it's there, I'll eat it. So that's what makes me plant dominant as opposed to plant based or vegan. So so I also use honey, which is very much not a vegan product.
Yeah.
So it's a distinction that needs to be made, because I don't want to disrespect anyone else who is vegan or who is 100% plant-based and pretend that I'm the same as that, because I'm not. I mostly eat plants, I would say 99.9%, but there are these small little distinctions like honey, and if there is milk in something, in a bread product or something like that, and I don't have a big problem with that. Like Morningstar Farms, I eat that. I don't have a problem with that. Whereas some people have huge problems with that, and I want to make that distinction.
Okay, so you are still able to eat some of the things that vegans would definitely not touch at all. And that's okay because you are plant dominant, but not plant.
No, it's okay because it's my choice.
Okay.
I'm not going to, what I'm saying is I'm not going to, none of us should accept the label and say that that's us. This is, my lifestyle is plant dominant. So I, like anybody else, we're allowed to eat whatever we want. my choice is to eat mostly plants. And I don't have a problem with meatless products that might have eggs in it, or baked goods that might have eggs in it, or cheese, not cheese, but eggs and milk. But if I don't buy eggs and milk and cheese and eat those, I buy plant cheese and plant eggs and all of that. But if it's something hidden, and I think that we all should choose our path and decide where we are in the meatless movement. And so I just like to make that distinction where I am in the meatless movement, so that there's no confusion. Our group, however,
Yes.
The post in the group must be vegan, because the name is vegan. All posts must be vegan. The members do not have to be vegan, but the posts have to be.
Okay, so on the Facebook group, you guys do post vegan only, but it does not mean that the actual members that are in the group are vegan.
Yes, and I believe that most members in the group are not vegan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like 150,000 of us.
Yes.
And I periodically, when I welcome the members, I ask the question, what % plant-based are you? And most of them are not 100% plant-based.
Okay, that is so interesting.
So there's we are actually a foodie group and not a vegan lifestyle group and not a health group. So it's really all about the vegan food. The place where we can all meet and agree is at the food, because vegans a lot of times clash with plant-based people, because plant-based people a lot of times are plant-based because of health, and vegans a lot of times are vegan because of the animals. And so they come into a lot of spaces and they clash. And so I strategically created this group so that we could all meet where we agree, and that is with very yummy vegan food.
Okay.
So that if anyone in the group brings up health, or if they try food police, or they vegan police, that's not acceptable in our group.
Okay, so that kind of takes out that underlying any type of animosity that either side might have towards each other. You guys kind of take that out and make sure that there's a level playing field.
Yes, and it actually creates a very happy space, and 150,000 of us have agreed that it's a wonderful space to be, and that's the place we want to meet, is at the vegan foodies.
Yes, I was definitely looking at the page and checking out some of like the posts. I was just like, oh my gosh, look at all of those people that are coming together for, the passion of celebrating these vegan dishes that you're preparing, and all of these different substitutes that you have, and the cuisine. I mean, it was just, the food looks delicious. I can't even tell that is vegan,
Yes, the members are extremely creative, and look at this dish here. This is a vegan boil, the one that you're scrolling. That is vegan shrimp. It is vegan sausage, and it's made like a crab boil, but it's all vegan.
Wow, that looks delicious. And crab boils are all the rave nowadays. So now there is a vegan alternative to that.
Yes. And
then
in the group, you'll find vegan alternatives to everything. Baked goods, fish, fried fish. That's my cookbook there, one of my cookbooks there, the holiday cookbook there. You'll find vegan alternatives to everything in our group. So it's an amazing space.
And no one can complain. Obviously, the 150,000 plus people that are inside this group all agree with you. And I definitely love to ask, when you were on your vegan journey, what was the first dish that you made and it was just like, this is good,
Well, I've been plant dominant since 1992. So I think probably the first thing that I made that I was proud of would probably chili. I don't know. It was so long ago. Back in 1992, when I became plant dominant, I I used to like just get like a cabbage for the week, and I would make beans and rice. And I didn't do a lot of meat substitutes because it was like hard to find them. Now you can find them easily in supermarkets, but at that time you had to go to specialty places,
Yep.
and kind of get off the beaten path and find them. So I would make burgers out of beans and rice and cabbage and all these kinds of things. And I think one of my favorites was chili, and I was really proud when I could make seitan. And back then, you used to make it. Well, some people still do, but you don't have to make it this way now. You used to make it by washing the flour.
Oh.
So you mix flour with water, and you make it into like a gluten ball. You work it so you get your gluten out in the ball, and then you rinse it under the water until the water rinses clean, and then you just have a ball of protein that's left from the flour. Well, you don't have to do that now. Now you can just buy Vital Wheat gluten, mix it up with seasoning, and away you go. But I think I was proud when I made seitan years ago and in Chile, and yeah, I was very young, like 22. It was a long time ago.
And I mean, that's awesome. And this plant-based lifestyle, that was what kind of helped and guided you in order to creating that vegan cookbook that you have.
Mm-hmm. I have two. And yeah, I mean, what happened, actually what prompted me to, and I call them recipe guides because it's only like 30 plus recipes in each book. So
that's a lot.
Well, some people have, lots. So I have two that have 30 plus, and I'm writing a third right now. But what prompted me to do the first one was it was around September, and people started asking for saying things in the group like, oh my God, this is my first plant-based holiday, and I'm scared about Thanksgiving. I need help. And so I was like, hey guys, why don't we, I've shouted out to the group, hey guys, why don't we put together a holiday guide that's from our group? And nobody responded. It was really like two people at the very last minute who gave me a couple recipes. And so I was like, oh my God, I told these people we're going to do a holiday guide, and no one has given me anything. So I had to feverishly put together recipes. I talked to my mother about some things she made, and I veganized those, and my sister, I veganized those. And I got about 4 recipes from two members. Like they gave me 2 apiece, maybe more. And that was the first guide, the Vegan Soul Food Holiday Guide. And in that guide is all like a lot of soul food favorites. Macaroni and cheese. There's 2 kinds of that. Potato salad, sweet potatoes, fried. I think it's some fried oyster mushrooms and things like that. And yeah, so it's a lot of favorites in there. And then the next one I did is only because I just got off of a juice and raw fast myself.
Yes.
And I know everybody in January is trying to do that thing. So I put together some of the recipes that I use every year when I go on a raw and juice fast.
I know. Those recipes look delicious. At first, I was just like, oh my goodness, only fluids, no solids. What was the hardest thing about sticking to that juice diet?
Well, the first time I've been juicing for over 25 years, right? But it would just be like having a glass of juice here and there and feeling good about myself. And then someone asked me to be an admin to a new budding juice group back in 2012. And we grew that group to 7,000. And I'm obviously not an admin on that group anymore. But so as part of that group, everyone would kind of juice fast together. And I was not a big fan of fasting back in 2012. I was like, fasting? Oh no, I don't think I could do it. I don't know. And since the whole group was doing it, and it was like a group experience, I went on and I did it with them. And it worked out good for my husband for a while. We did the juice for, I can't remember if we did the juice for the first year, and then the second year we incorporated raw, or if we did the juice for the first couple of weeks and then we started incorporating raw. I can't remember. But long story short, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I was so proud of myself. And it's become a lifestyle. Every year we do it. And it's a good thing. It's amazing, and it's easier than you think it is.
Okay. maybe I might try to do my own juice cleanse and try it out for a while.
Even if you just do 3 days,
3 days?
that's a good start. You don't have to, because we used to go 30 days.
Yes.
And that's what we did for years. This year, because I started a cooking show that I'm doing for Fulton County in Georgia, I was like, oh, it's going to be a little difficult for me to be cooking things and then still be on my juice fast. So we're just eating a lot of raw and juice, but we've incorporated cooked foods to make it easier on me. So we didn't go to whole for 30 days this time.
Oh, wow. And what were some of the health benefits that you're able to see, or, that your husband has mentioned? It's just like, oh my goodness, this has changed my life, this juicing.
Well, I'm 51, so I think I look pretty good for the juicing. I think that's a good start. It makes me look young.
You look good. I would not have guessed that.
Yep. Thank you.
Wow.
So it works.
Clearly, everyone needs to juice so we can look as good as Brooke, because she looks amazing.
Yeah, so I think that's one good benefit. It keeps you young. It keeps your joints feeling good. I think it makes you look young. You get more energy. You get a lot. I think when you juice and you just go raw and juice, you get so much clarity and creativity. And it also helps you with, like, if you've found that you've been emotional eating and like kind of going through emotional things, but running to eating and not really realizing, when you withdraw from all the kinds of things like your cake snacks and all your crunchy things, when you withdraw with that and you're just eating raw fruits and vegetables and juices and smoothies, you start to say, oh, I have some things I need to deal with. So it gives you clarity in that sense as well. And so I just think it makes you, sets you on a good path. And another really big thing, if a person is really interested in cutting out things like dairy and eggs, fried foods, meats, cheese, cheese and sugar, things like that. If you cut those things out of your diet, going for a raw and juice fast is a great way to reset your taste buds, your habits, and your body, so that it's so much easier to do that.
Wow. I had no idea that it had not only all of these health benefits, but it for your body physically, but mentally, eating properly can definitely change a lot of things and help you along your way in creativity, obviously. I also noticed that you do yoga as well. So I wanted to just ask you, how do you think that yoga adds into that? Because all of these different elements by themselves, obviously amazing, but when you combine them all together, it just takes it to another level.
Well, if you level all the way up to what my job is, I am a metaphysical practitioner. So I am actually a minister of mind, body, and spirit. So part of the reason why I'm plant dominant, part of the reason why I use yoga to breathe and stretch, part of the reason why I do self-exploration exercises and creativity is so that I'm living a whole life. So to me, it's all about mind, body, and spirit. So I'm working on, the yoga helps me to clear my mind, clear stress and disappointment and anger and things like that I've stored in my body, in my muscles. Just the breathing and the stretching allows me to release that, or at least be present with the fact that it's there. Because sometimes we walk around and we might have lower back aches or shoulder pains, or our stomach feels upset about something that we hear. We get emotional in our stomach. We have to run to the bathroom because of something emotional. We feel tight and stressed. And when you just sit down with yourself, whether it's in yoga or meditation, it just allows you to notice what's there. And then you have to, if you're willing, then you can deal with it. But sometimes we walk around and we don't even know that it's there. So yoga, fasting, vegetables, all of that stuff helps you to be clear and get back to your natural self and your pure self.
Awesome. I've tried yoga, and it seems so simple to, fold yourself into these different positions, and it is not as easy as it seems. I need to stretch before I start stretching for yoga.
Well, the kind of yoga that I teach, because like I said, I am 51. I'll be 52 this year.
Yes.
The kind of yoga that I teach has always been easy yoga and gentle yoga. So if you took a yoga class with me, you can find a couple of my yoga classes on YouTube. If you took a yoga class with me, you will see that it's not difficult and it's not challenging like some yoga classes are. As a matter of fact, for years, like I studied yoga, and I wrote a book about yoga for Black women about in 2018. And this year I released it. Well, 2020 I released a journal that's a companion to that book. But yoga, I practiced it for years, and then in 2012, my father transitioned, and I needed to be present every day. I just needed to get through the pain. I had lived in a town that I didn't like. I was wrongly convicted, not convicted, evicted from a house that I lived in.
Okay.
And my father transitioned, and it all happened all within a short period of time. So I just really needed to get through the pain. So what I would do is practice yoga for 3 or 4 hours a day for practically a whole year. And that helped me to heal and be present with my pain and my anger. And so when I got done, some years after I got done with my dissertation and everything, is when I wrote the book. Because the book was related to my dissertation and also related to my yoga and meditation experience during that time. So for me, it became very healing. And I didn't think that I would be able to be a yoga instructor because I'm not flexible. I'm not super flexible,
Okay.
And so I thought, I can't be a yoga instructor. Maybe I can be a laughter yoga instructor, laughter yoga.
No.
I don't think I can be a real yoga instructor. And then something in me just said, yes, go for it. You can do it.
Do it.
You don't have to be as flexible as other people. And the yoga that I mostly teach older women who are older than me, 50 and above. But I also teach mat yoga on Saturdays. And the yoga that I teach is very healing for women, and it's not at all challenging. It's about teaching women to be present with their bodies and seeing where that leads them, and when that leads, and helping that to lead them to their inner guidance.
That is so inspirational. I might have to take one of your yoga classes because I couldn't do the other ones, but I think that I should be able to. I mean, if me and grandma are in the class and grandma can do it and I can't, I don't know what that says about me.
You can do it. If you check out my on my YouTube channel, you'll see I have a couple there. You can try them out and see. And I think you'll be able to do it. And I think you'll enjoy it.
I'm excited. You guys, you need to find her yoga class on YouTube at Brooke Brim. You guys can search that on YouTube. You'll find her page, and then you have different videos that you can choose from. This is just wow. The fact that you are able to impact so many lives through yoga, through, plant dominant. I think it's amazing that you are plant dominant. It's different. It's inclusive to those who probably don't want to be plant-based. They don't want to be 100% vegan. And they're just like, wow, I didn't know where I belong. But now after I've, looked at Brooke's page, I found my niche. I found my home, especially with your Facebook group. So that is just all amazing.
I think that a lot of people can find a home in our Facebook group because it is about being inclusive. It's about being encouraging. It's about being loving and kind and supportive. That's
important.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely important to have. A lot of people can get lonely along this path. So the fact that they're able to find refuge in your Facebook group and you guys are very strict on no negativity, That is just wow. I'm blown away. And I also did see on Instagram that you have at BB Retreats. So you do have a retreat that you have. And what does that retreat consist of? I mean, like what kind of people do you have that attend the retreat?
Well, I've done about, I started this path of retreats by doing someone else's retreat. I did 2 of hers as a practitioner. And then I decided to do my own because her retreats were raw retreats. And
Okay.
a lot of the women now, because I, like I said, I do raw a lot. So it didn't bother me at all to be on that retreat. But some of the women were having stomach cramps and they were running to the bathroom and they were having all these problems because they were like regular meat eaters. And then they went to
And they
this
weren't
raw
used to
retreat.
it.
And
Dear.
so to me, I didn't notice anything because I was always eating raw. You know what I mean? And as a matter of fact, her first one, I had just gotten off of a raw fast. So I didn't notice anything. But people were telling me and they were complaining about, how it affected them. And I was like, okay, well, let me I'm going to do a retreat myself. And since I know I'm a great cook, I did all the cooking myself. But what I did instead of uh, a raw retreat, I did it very much like the vegan soul food group that we're in now. The food was not all vegan, but it was an inviting space where, and all my retreats are like this, where we definitely have plant-based items and
Okay.
vegan food, but we also have food that's pescatarian or like I might serve turkey. So I always introduce women to meatless and plant-based options. And they always remark about how amazing it is and how it tastes better than the meat and they can't believe it. So it's an opportunity for women to try out plant-based foods in a decadent way. It's not at all, it's not raw or anything like that. It's pretty decadent, but it is plant-based, and it's a way for them to try it out and to see that plant-based does not have to be, tasteless. So
That's important.
so with my retreats, that the food I originally cooked for myself because I was saving money. But what
Okay.
ended up happening, I've done about 9 retreats so far,
Okay.
11 counting hers, but 9 of my own. What ended up happening is that after that first retreat, I found out that my food was a very big nurturing part, almost an equal part of the retreat as all the self-discovery, creativity, the nature that we did, going to the beach, all of that. The food was just as important because a lot of women, and it's all Black women. I haven't had anybody but Black women on my retreats.
Okay.
And what I found is that the women were not getting home cooked meals, and they weren't getting home food, and they weren't getting things made from scratch because they're rushing and they're doing
You're
for
on the
everyone
go.
else, and they're going this way and that way. And so a lot of times they had to eat not plant-based, they had to eat fast foods and all that kind of stuff. So I prepare with my hands meals that nurture them, and it's just a good space for them to sit down, have someone to care for them, have someone to pamper them, and to treat them well with food, with self-care, and so that's pretty much what the retreats are about. I was just before we got on this call, I was looking at a person who went to a retreat because my next one is in Jamaica. And I was
Oh.
I was looking at a comment that someone wrote about my retreat just before we got on. So I want to read this because it really touched me, and I just want to take a minute because it touched me. It says,
Mm-hmm.
I was broken by trauma that I subconsciously, sometimes knowingly, chronically enforced from childhood well into my adult life. It was an entanglement that was wound so tight I wasn't confident I could untangle it or where to begin. The Say Yes Coastal Retreat was truly transformational for me. I and my life began to literally transform during that retreat. When you're ready, open, honest, and consistently diligent in investing time and effort in transformation, the experience, exercises, plus environment, safe space, tools, and energy Brooke extends are like a magical elixir for self-care, self-healing, and transformation. I could go on and on about how I was blessed by attending, but words just aren't enough to describe it. My main point is you have to experience it for yourself. It's a life-changing experience. So that really touched me to see that. That was just in one of my groups, my Metaphysical Black Women's group. An attendee wrote that, and I was just like touched. And I really just read that just before we came on here. So it's kind of like a little surprise thing. I didn't know about my retreat, but yeah. So we're in October. I'm stepping out on faith, and I'm believing that we'll be able to travel. You know, with the magical vaccinations and
Yes.
community. I'm hoping that we'll be able to travel, and so I've gone on and I've made a deposit on a beautiful house in Jamaica. It has a private pool and a private beach, and we can snorkel and kayak. We're going to have a private chef. I'll be doing some food demonstrations as well, but mostly the chef will be preparing our foods with my direction, and it's going to be pretty amazing.
And people can still go ahead and join that retreat. Is that correct as well?
Oh yes, we still have space available. We have some women who have registered, but we have space available. And yeah, so we still have space available, and it should be pretty cool.
So you heard it here, guys. If you would like to be a part of Brooke's retreat, she has everything already planned out, including food, snorkeling, and after that wonderful testimonial, you can just tell that she really is passionate about what she does, and she cares about every member that joins her on that retreat. If you would still like to go, please go ahead and head on over to @BB Retreats, and you guys can reach out to her and see how you can be either on the retreat that's upcoming, or maybe you can follow her on her next retreat that she'll have, because I'm sure she's going to have many more, right?
Yes, I usually do about 4 or 5 a year. And then I do a couple sleepovers too. So just one night retreats that are less expensive for women who can't afford a bigger retreat.
And that's awesome, because a lot of the times we don't know what someone's financial situation is. So it's just like your Facebook group. It's all inclusive. Everyone can be a part of it. We don't want, to not include one particular person. I am honestly inspired by the fact that you said and mentioned that there were a lot of Black women that attended your retreat. I feel like that's very important, because a lot of the times Black women's mental health is not on the forefront. We are a lot of the times the people that take care of everyone else and don't take care of ourselves. And you are basically saying that, hey, I hear you. I understand you are trying to be strong all the time, but join me on this retreat. You don't have to be strong here. You can really let loose and really try to find yourself and take yourself out of wherever you are currently to bring you to that next step.
Yes. And in the summer, I offer a scholarship retreat that is extremely discounted. And so that full retreat is a scholarship retreat. So women who are maybe teachers, caretakers. One year I did for young women who were college age. It's greatly discounted, and we go away, and it's a full scholarship retreat in the summer.
And that just goes to show, if you don't have the money, that's not even an excuse to try. The most you can do is try again. And you never know, you might be able to go on the scholarship retreat. You can go on the retreat that she has coming up. You can go on another retreat and just kind of schedule that. If you would like to go on her Jamaican retreat, you can also just head on over to her Instagram page. She also has on her website, I know that you have merchandise that you sell in correlation with your vegan food book that you have. You guys can find it on Amazon as well. So you can just search up Vegan Soul Food Cookbook. Type it up. She has 30 plus recipes. You might not think it's a lot. I think that is amazing. And then I also saw that if they do go on your website, you do also have some free things that they can download just from them entering their email. So those are free tips and resources that are offered to them free of charge.
Oh yeah, every one of the every one of the cookbooks that is for sale as a hard copy on Amazon is free. If you just enter your email, you can get it. It's free. It's a free download.
There's no excuse. It's a free download. Like, there's no reason as to why we are
You don't
not.
have to buy it. It's very inexpensive on Amazon. $5.99 for the first one, $6.99 for the second one. But you can definitely get it for free. Just enter our mailing list, and it's yours for free.
That is awesome. And then before I let you go, I did see that you also have an advertising firm. So I just wanted you to go ahead and speak on that. If you guys did want to go ahead and check that out as well, it's called Casting by Culture Ad. I know that you've kind of worked with a lot of large companies, and that's so inspirational. You are someone that's just like, I can do it all, and I'm going to look good while I'm doing it.
Okay, well, so the casting at Culture Ad is actually the casting part of our advertising agency. So our advertising agency is actually Culture. On Instagram, it would be culture.ad. And if you wanted to submit for one of our advertising campaigns, or to be on we do a lot. Cream Nature is a big client of ours. But over the years, since 2001, my husband started the company and I joined him in 2005. And over the years, we've done lots of ethnic hair care. We've done travel. We've done transportation. We do full service advertising. So, but we're a boutique agency. So so we're Culture Advertising Design, culture-ad.com, and you can see some of our work there. And so we've been in business since 2001, and so I guess it's interesting because people know me in a lot of different ways.
Yes,
and I think they're all very exciting and interesting because I try to excel at everything that I do. But but yeah, so that's just another the advertising. I'm impressed that you really did do your research.
Listen, I'm trying to leave no stone unturned. And then for the casting, is that open to just anyone? Because I might have a couple of friends that are interested in modeling or, being the face of anything at this point, just so that they can start out and get their foot in the door.
Well, absolutely. What if you're very interested in mostly we cast Black women. Recently we did a general market campaign. We'll be shooting that in February. And then the next one, we will have another casting coming up. No, we're not casting for that. But we have another shoot coming up after the one in February. But if you're interested in being a model, or you feel like you have what it takes, you have great hair, or sometimes we do mother-daughter things, all kinds of things. But the most important thing is to follow that page, casting.culture.ad. Yeah, I can sometimes casting.culture.ad. And when we have a casting that's happening, we post it there on the group.
Okay.
I mean, not on the group, on that page.
On that page.
So I don't go over there that much. I only go over there when I'm actively casting. But my daughter checks it because she checks it too, because she helps me cast. But we're constantly looking at new women, new looks, and we save them up in the Instagram. So when it's time to cast, to go through the people who've submitted. So if you've submitted and you think you got what it takes, we will revisit it. So it's not just going nowhere. So, but then when we are actively casting, you'll notice a post, and that way you'll know that we're actively casting. And I think we cast about four times. Last year we did I don't know. We do about 4 times a year. Last year, because of Corona, we did just 1 or 2.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The week before shutdown was our last shoot.
So you guys just got right in. It's just like boom.
We didn't know. We had no idea any of that was happening. We did our shoot. Yeah, there we go. Cast. That was the shoot that we did right before casting. Those girls you see there. That was the one we did. That was perfect edges for Cream Nature. Their edge control.
Oh. Oh yeah, because her baby hairs are laid. I don't know if mine are laid as good, but I try to do a little something.
I casted all of those girls, and I do the production for that whole shoot. So you would see me from the beginning to the end, from the casting all the way up until till it goes live. I casted each one of those girls. Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. And I love the diversity in, the different hairstyles that they have, the different textures. Representation is everything. So you did an absolutely amazing job. Wow. Look at those
hairstyles, all those girls. We did all that. Yeah. My husband does most of the design work. I do most of the account management, and I do the production management. And our daughter also fills in, helps us in all those, in every capacity. And so that one was for semi-permanent hair color. Casted all of those girls as well.
Wow. You guys, you better make sure that you turn those post notifications on for her Instagram page. So whenever they are looking to cast all of my models that are watching right now, make sure you guys go onto casting.culture.ad and just make sure you click that follow button. And then I know that we can also follow Brooke on Instagram at Brooke Brim. Make sure you're following her vegansoulfood.co. So make sure you guys do go there if you want to get that cookbook on Amazon, or you can get the downloaded version on her website. Make sure that you guys do join. This has just been amazing. I feel like I've just been enlightened just from this conversation. You enlightened me just a little bit more.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, you have your foot in so many different things. You are excelling in all of them.
It's the juice.
It's the juice. It's the juice, guys. You guys need to drink these juices that she's drinking in order to take you from here to there. Like she just said it. She just spilled the tea. I don't know if she meant to say it, but she did. She said it's in the juice. So you guys need to go and make sure that you get the recipe so that you can also sip this juice, because I'm telling you, she's doing this, and this. And it's like, we're in 2021. What is everyone else? I don't know. I'm trying, but I don't know what I'm doing. So it's just, this is just great. You have casting, you have the book, you've been on magazines, you've written books, you do yoga, and you're good at it, and you're all inclusive on top of everything. The icing is she's all inclusive. So there's no excuse as to, oh, I can't model, I'm a mom. No, you can. She can cast you. She does mothers, daughters, old, young. You can go
young, old, light, dark, tall, short. We cast all
of them. Everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is just great. I'm so thankful that we were able to interview. Thank you for taking the time out to come on and just make me just a little bit more smarter than I already was. No, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to get like you, honestly, really.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you for having me on, and I appreciate all your research. I'm just going to share this everywhere. This is like a walking commercial. Thank you.
I had to make sure that we told everyone, because they already knew that you were amazing, but I wasn't sure that they knew exactly all of the amazing things that you did. So I was like, I need to make sure that we highlight all of the awesome, goals that you've reached in your life. And it can be an inspiration for someone else that might try to get on their own journey and don't know where to start, or they feel a bit lost and they need some guidance or some enlightening. And the fact that everything is not very abrasive and it's just inclusive, and it's a gentler way for people to get to that next level and take themselves out of the dark place that they might be in. And you're guiding them.
Yes, it's an invitation to a gentle on-ramp to a better life in every way.
Yes.
That's my purpose, is to help.
Yeah, that's my purpose too, because I need everyone to know that we have options. We have a lot of options.
Yes.
So thank you again, Brooke, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And thank you to all of our followers that have tuned in. I hope that you guys do go ahead and explore her Instagram page and go on her websites, vegansoulfood.co. If you are interested in modeling or acting, you can go on to her Instagram page for her firm at casting.culture.ad. Make sure you guys do follow her personal page on Instagram at Brooke Brim. And, tune in again next Thursday. We're going to be going on another health journey to just let you guys know that there are different options. So we did the vegan, we did plant dominant, and then stay tuned for next week to see what we do. All right. Thank you, guys. Good night. Thank you, Brooke. Have a wonderful night.
Bye-bye.